Hi, this is a little bit of a presentation on one of our theorists, Richard Dyer, for the section 1B of your main A2 exam, concepts. And you might want to use some of Richard Dyer's ideas and theories and terms, particularly if you are doing an essay or a question on representation. He's particularly useful for representation of the star, of the performer. So if you are going to choose to do your music video or your digipack or advert as your main product, remember in concepts 1B you only have to talk about one product. You will probably want to use Richard Dyer. Now, he came up with the idea that actually stars, performers, are a brand. They are a commercial product. And because of that, they are going to represent themselves in some fairly intriguing ways in order to raise their profile, in order to make their brand as popular and as buyable and as sellable as possible, if buyable and sellable are words. But he would argue that obviously these stars are manufactured. They are constructed, if you like. And I know I go on endlessly about the mise en scène in your own music videos, but every article of clothing, every piece of jewelry, every look, everything is styled. It is deliberate. It is not there by default. Even somebody just in their normal everyday clothes, it will be a deliberate choice. It's not there by chance. He also argues that actually the way stars are represented, in other words, that big picture, that story that comes across that brand, is called their meta narrative. And that meta narrative, that big story, can be portrayed, can be relayed to their audience, their fan, through various mediums, whether it be the way they dress on stage, it might be a Twitter feed, it might be a social media page. But that meta narrative comes across in various ways. He also likes to call it the paradox of the star, because on one level, that star is very relatable to, they're very ordinary. But on another level, they're very extraordinary. For example, the fact that your favourite performer, your star, took GCSEs just like you. He went to a normal everyday school just like you. He failed his driving test just like you. He goes home for Sunday lunch to see his mum and his younger sister just like you. Makes them very ordinary. But at the same time, they are special, different, extraordinary. We're made to focus on their extreme talent, either because they're talented musicians, they're brilliant singers, they're great dancers, they're fabulous actors, they have fabulous friends, and they're very funny, they're very talented, or they're very gorgeous looking. So you've got that paradox, that riddle, the two extremes. And he kind of extends this a little bit further by saying that a star is both present and absent. So they're very relatable too. We can actually talk to them on Twitter, on social media, so that they feel very much part of our lives. When they break that fourth wall, they're looking just at you, not just everybody. He's looking at me. Whereas they are absent as well. The fact that they are always appearing somewhere else, they're always appearing on another tour, or they're making another album, or they're appearing on another TV show. We're constantly chasing them. We're constantly trying to keep up with them. So in a sense, they're quite absent from our lives. And we're always trying to complete this circle, as it were, and kind of gain access into their lives, and complete that image. So all of those terms, just like us, regular, ordinary, extraordinary, special, different, that meta narrative, the star being manufactured as a brand, the spin, the publicity that goes on around them, the fact that they are there is this paradox about them, the paradox of the star. Ordinary, present, extraordinary, and absent. These are all terms that you should be bringing in to your analysis of the representation of your stars. And when you do that in an essay, remember that you should be choosing the specific moments. Okay, it's not just you talking about the theorist in general in your essay. The examiner will know you know about Richard Dyer. What he wants to know is, can you apply those examples, those terms, to specific moments in your music video, let's say? So in other words, does their star image come across by the fact that they wear a certain type of clothing, that they break that fourth wall, that they engage with their audience in a certain way, that they show their immense talent by their amazing dancing, or there are close ups on their playing their guitars? Are they meant to seem quite extraordinary, outlandish by the filters that you've put on post production, or by the way that they get lost in their music? You need those specific moments from your text to outline, to illustrate how they are ordinary and yet extraordinary, through camera work, through mise en scène, through editing, and also both present and absent through the way they are filmed, the way they perform, and the way they are photographed and filmed.